Today on New Tech Nightly, we're talking about how two Amazon Prime delivery drones have crashed into a construction crane, and there's an LA-based startup that's preparing to launch a novel orbital delivery vehicle. All that and more on New Tech Nightly, coming to you from the Big Pink Building in beautiful downtown Portland, Oregon. Let's get into the news. The ChatGPT maker has shot up to a $500 billion valuation after a secondary share sale, becoming the world's most valuable private company. And in a recent deal, current and former OpenAI employees sold about $6.6 billion worth of stock to investors at that $500 billion price tag. This valuation leapfrogs OpenAI past Elon Musk's SpaceX, valued at around $400 billion in a mid-2025 share sale. And now OpenAI is the top startup globally. It also nearly doubled OpenAI's own $300 billion valuation from earlier this year when SoftBank led a major funding round. OpenAI's value has skyrocketed more than 17-fold in the last 2 years. It was valued at just $29 billion in early 2023. Now, the surge reflects frenzied investor enthusiasm for generative AI and OpenAI's rapid revenue growth, which is now in the billions annually, although the firm is not yet profitable. Now, major backers have jumped in on the latest share sale, including Thrive Capital and SoftBank, and their investment allowed OpenAI employees to cash out some of their holdings and has propelled the company's valuation to this new high. Of course, OpenAI's leadership has framed this milestone as fuel for its mission. In other news, two Amazon Prime Air delivery drones have crashed into a construction crane in Arizona during a test flight this week. Now, they're Amazon's newer drone models have struck into the crane's boom mid-air on Wednesday morning. Now, fortunately, no injuries were reported. Now, federal regulators were investigating the incident, and the NTSB and the FAA have opened probes into why the drones collided with the crane in the first place. Amazon, in response, has temporarily paused its drone delivery operations in Phoenix after the crash, but it said it would resume service by Friday after implementing extra safety measures. Amazon's internal review has so far found no technical malfunction with the drones themselves. The company is adding new precautions, for example, enhanced visual inspections for obstacles like cranes, to prevent similar accidents. Safety is our top priority, an Amazon spokesperson stressed, noting that Amazon won't be intimidated by this step back and will protect its team from bullying attempts. The mishap comes as regulators are drafting rules to expand drone deliveries. The US DOT has proposed allowing drones to fly beyond visual line of sight of operators, a key step for broader commercial use. An instance like this are likely to intensify scrutiny on drone safety, even as Amazon remains bullish on scaling up its Prime Air program. Of course, Amazon launched its Prime Air trials in Phoenix in late 2024, offering 5-pound packages delivered by drone in under an hour. The company ultimately aims to deliver 500 million packages per year by drone by the year 2023, and it's already testing drone delivery of prescriptions in Texas. Now, this week's crash is just a reminder of the challenges ahead as Amazon pushes the frontier of autonomous delivery. Our next story, there's a new startup called Periodic Labs, and it's founded by top alumni of OpenAI and Google DeepMind. And it's just emerged from stealth with a massive $300 million seed round. The co-founders, Liam Fedus, former OpenAI VP of Research and ChatGPT co-creator, and Ekin Kubuk, an ex-DeepMind material science lead, are building AI scientists. These are autonomous AI agents that will be able to run experiments in robotic labs and discover new materials in advanced science. Periodic Labs' mission is to automate scientific discovery by combining AI with real-world lab work. The idea, instead of only AI analyzing existing data, give it robotic laboratories where it can form hypotheses, synthesize materials, test them, and then learn from the results. So in short, this lets AI conduct physical experiments and iterate just like a human scientist would. The startup's first grand challenge is developing high-temperature superconductors, materials that conduct electricity with zero resistance at more practical temperatures. Success in this area could revolutionize energy grids and computing. More broadly, Periodic plans to tackle a range of hard problems in physics and chemistry by rapidly iterating experiments through AI-driven automation. Periodic Labs is extraordinarily well-funded and staffed. Its $300 million financing was led by Andreessen Horowitz and joined by a whole bunch of tech luminaries, including NVIDIA, Jeff Bezos, and Google's Jeff Dean, among others. The core team includes renowned researchers. One co-created the attention mechanism in AI, and another is an MIT materials science professor. And they're joined alongside veterans of OpenAI, Meta, and DeepMind. The company is already collaborating with partners to prove out its tech. Periodic says it's working with a semiconductor manufacturer to deploy custom AI agents that help human engineers solve chip heat dissipation issues faster. By generating its own experimental data rather than relying solely on internet text, Periodic Labs aims to unlock scientific breakthroughs at a dramatically faster pace. Our next story, there's an LA-based startup called Inversion Space that is preparing to launch a novel orbital delivery vehicle that can ferry cargo from space back to Earth on demand. The company just unveiled its flagship re-entry capsule called ARC in anticipation of ARC's first global orbital test flight, a flight that will happen next year in 2026. ARC is a winged lifting body spacecraft, kind of somewhere between a capsule and a space plane, and it's designed to return about 500 pounds of payload with pinpoint accuracy. It's fully reusable and can remain on orbit for years, storing critical cargo. It's equipped with thrusters, aerodynamic flaps, a deorbit rocket, and a guided parachute. An ARC can re-enter from orbit at over Mach 20 and land within 50 feet of its target zone. Now, Inversion says they already flew a subscale prototype named Ray in early 2025 to prove out key technologies, and that demo validated systems like communications and thermal shielding. Although Ray failed to complete its planned reentry burn due to a short-circuited ignition component. The upcoming ARC vehicle will build on those lessons as it attempts to deliver cargo safely from space. That's all the tech news for today, and New Tech Nightly will be back on Tuesday.